until I hit the and then
okay. All right, so then I'm going to do a little welcome, and then I'll introduce the two of you.
Oh my gosh, it's playing, you guys.
You're watching us. We're warming up.
Coming soon.
Jen keeps us very organized. 2 minutes. All right. Cool. Is that someone?
Oh, that one belongs to me.
Just got a little ad.
No, it's 2 pages.
Information for it.
Yeah, long progress.
You got it? Do you need it sent to you electronically, sir?
No, I just want to know, is it time?
Yeah. Well, length of time, not the time of day.
Can you give me some glasses so I can read this?
You can prove this for me.
I'm kidding, I got some.
Would you rather just have a lineup?
Okay, you have 2 minutes where you had 5 minutes before. So there was an invitation for the little girls or boys room and to get a drink and grab your friends. So if they're finding a parking spot, tell them to hurry up. And if you have friends at home that couldn't make it, they can join us. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube per the usual. We actually already started it live, so they're probably getting a little bit of feedback listening to me talk. And they're watching us put lipstick on and go over the itinerary. So we're grateful everybody's here after 15 months. Thanks for making your way out today during the Cherry Festival. And you won't hear me singing anymore.
That was pretty, though, wasn't it?
Good. All right, let's start this.
1 minute. Matt Goddard, I see you at the bar. Let's go. Let's go.
From the DJ to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers. You are here to entertain us. From the DJ to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers because this is for the ragers. From the DJ to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers. You are here to entertain us.
Awesome. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the July 2021 Traverse TCNewTech pitch event. We're so happy to be here in person. It's been 15 months of virtual pitch events, and now we can get back to some face-to-face networking and really building our community. The mission at TCNewTech is to build a culture of innovation, economic growth, and opportunity in the Grand Traverse region. And you all are making that happen with your memberships and sponsorships and just showing up tonight. That's what makes this all possible, so that we can be here every month. Tonight, we have 5 startups pitching, and they're going to blow you away. They are such great presenters with great ideas, and hopefully you'll see something that resonates with you, and maybe you can help them out in some way. They'll each have 5 minutes to pitch and 5 minutes of Q&A. We have microphones. You'll be able to come up to the microphones and ask questions. And then after the presentations, you'll have 2 minutes to cast your vote. At the very end, we'll put up a phone number that you can text a code to for the presenter that you would like to win. And while the votes are rolling in, if you have any community announcements you'd like to make, or if you have job openings, you are welcome to come up to the microphone. We'll give you a little heads up to get you there early. Come up to the microphone and make those announcements. But you have to keep those to 30 seconds. That's all we have time for to get everybody in. Okay.
What am I doing?
One more. Yeah. One more even.
We're a little rusty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
That's Lisa. And I want to introduce you to we have 2 MCs tonight. We figured this is going to be a big event. We need all the extra help up here that we can have. So Lisa Baker Lawrence with Access Point. She's a longtime member. She's a founding member. She's an outstanding business consultant for her company, Access Point. Who's also a supporting sponsor. And we also have with us Sarah Hunt. One more slide. Sarah is an account exec with our main sponsor, Michigan Broadband, and she's also a founding member. And if anybody's interested in sponsoring our events in any way, Sarah's the one that you talk to. So I'm going to let Lisa take it over.
Got it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Woo, was that a long ride, huh? Gosh, it's so good to see everybody back out and about. Thank you for being here tonight. If you've not been here before, welcome. If you have, welcome back. If you've been online, I've talked to several people. This is their first time in person. Woo-hoo. Yeah, welcome. So just a little bit about TCNewTech. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. So we do benefit greatly from sponsorships, memberships, but we're free. We're free and we're here and we are community driven. So please don't show up, but please become a member. It's $20, you guys. You get a t-shirt, for goodness sake. There's a table out there if you're not part of the group already. If you are not a member, and one of the reasons to be one is you get a lot of early announcements, opportunities to be invited to do things. If you're curious about becoming a board member, of course, you got to be a member first. There's a lot of great perks. So please get involved and please support us and visit tcnewtech.org. So the DGN guys are here. I'm going to embarrass you and make you stand up. DGN has been a supporter publicly, privately for quite some time. So a little bit about who they are, and I have to take a note because when you talk about CPAs, I need notes. DGN advisory team has over a half of a century of business experience as trusted advisors with C-suite experience and Big Four accounting and consulting experience. I may have read that improperly. I apologize. They're a team of CPAs and CVAs that not only broker the buying and selling of businesses, but they also assist clients on a variety of other business advisory matters. So if you need your business evaluated or you have one for sale or you're looking to buy one, those are the guys to connect with. So thank you guys for being here tonight. We're going to get right down to it because we are over the 6 o'clock hour. So I want to welcome Marshall. Marshall's coming to the stage to present Site Drop. Big green button goes forward and you can take that out. I know you said you want to walk around, so whatever.
I may or may not walk around. We'll see. I don't want my silhouette to get in the way too much, but thank you everybody for having me tonight. I'm super excited to be here. Again, my name is Marshall Downs, and I am from SiteDrop. So the United States had 989,000 new construction starts in 2020, which was the highest number since 2007. And at the same time, builders, developers, contractors, subcontractors are really struggling to find and keep employees. So the last thing that they want to do is, once they get those employees on the job site, is to send them out to get a box of screws.
Are you advancing your slides?
I'm not.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm not. Thank you. In my 20 years of experience managing construction projects, the average 3-person crew is going to have to make 1 trip to the store per day. The average trip is 2 hours. So over a week, that's 10 hours of lost progress on a job site. That's time when a floor is not being laid, when a sink is not being installed, when all the critical items that are billable on a project just aren't happening. And that's where we come in. SiteDrop is an on-demand delivery platform for the construction and home improvement industry, and we bring project materials directly to your location, saving you time, money, and frustrated customers in the process. The way that it works on the outside is fairly simple. So a user gets onto our app, they select their item from a variety of retailers like those you see below, which are prospective supplier partners. They schedule their delivery, and then they can get back to business. Meanwhile, we have a gig economy driver in the local area who is pinged, goes and gets that material, and brings it to the job site. So we're talking a difference of minutes versus hours. Our pricing model is based off of a $29 average delivery fee, which also varies by order and weight. And that's a 50% savings from sending a skilled employee to the store to do that same thing. Also, there's a 5% margin on product, which is average for a volume buyer. And additionally, drivers can be tipped, so that incentivizes them to drive with us and keeps a strong driver fleet. There are some competitors in the space, but the interesting thing is no one has any significant market share, and the space is really still wide open. We will be fully integrated, so it's one-stop shopping. You can open our app, get the materials that you want through the store, and get on with business, where some of these others are a courier service. So you order the material through, say, a Home Depot app, and then someone through a courier service goes out through another app and gets the material. That's not the way that we operate. The other thing is we keep our delivery costs low by not having fleets of expensive Sprinter vans, say. The market size is really tremendous, and largely as a result of the pandemic, it's growing at a huge rate. So the total retail home improvement spend in 2020 was $440 billion. And approximately 20% of that is eligible for delivery at any given time. So that's an $88 billion total addressable market. SiteDrop, we began our alpha testing in Southwest Michigan in February. And that was essentially to get some data so that we can continue our learnings along the way for the process. We are soft launching in August, and we will have our full launch in September. Our team is strong, diverse, and highly experienced. So Steve Wandel and myself are the co-founders. It was actually Steve's idea. Steve is a home builder. I'm a real estate investor and a contractor. And when he came up with this idea, it was like, why isn't more of this out there? But nonetheless, we have the industry expertise, and we brought on some people to join us, including Sarah Hand, who's our Chief Commercial Officer. Sarah has experience in the executive search, talent leadership development background, and she's helped bring some of our advisors and some of our retail partners to the table. Dan Marshall, our Chief Technology Officer, is he's a full stack web developer for a Fortune 200 company. And Christine Aceron, our Chief Marketing Officer, is a business intelligence analyst, as well as a marketing director for a Fortune 100 company. So what we're raising this funding for right now, we're raising a $500,000 pre-seed round, and that will pay for technology development, marketing, branding, admin, legal, and finance and accounting, of course. We've raised 150,000 of that, so we have 350,000 more to go. So with that, I will take any questions. Yes, sir. We do. We had a great discussion with Lowe's, who had a not so nice experience with one of the other competitors that we listed up there. We don't fully know the issues that they had, but we understand a lot of it was personnel issues, not so much the actual model. Yes.
Will it be dedicated vehicles or will it be Uber-like vehicles? And I was worried if somebody wants like a big sheet of plywood or a 10-foot long 2x4, would you be able to handle long and big items?
We do have a variety of delivery options. What we found in our testing is that actually most of the things that people go out for in an on-demand manner fit in a Toyota Prius, say. So there's something like a plumbing part, electrical part, that sort of thing. But it does also scale based on the size of the order. So if you have a sheet of plywood, that's going to cost you more than if you have an electrical box. And I'm sorry, can you restate the first part of your question?
Is it dedicated vehicles or are you subcontracting kind of like Uber?
Yes, this is tapping into the gig economy. So we absolutely don't want the overhead of having those expensive vehicles. We're definitely tapping into people who are currently potentially driving for an Uber, DoorDash, those sorts of companies. Yes.
What's the user experience in the purchase of the actual products? Are they contacting your partners and making the purchase, and then they have to go through your site? What's the user experience?
The current.
Just asking about the user experience for the end users on that purchase. So do they have to go to somebody else's site first and go to their site, or is it all integrated?
That's one of the differentiators between us and the competitors is that it's a very streamlined process. So directly on our app, you can get into some of the prospective partners that you saw below, order those items, and then it directly throws it into your cart on the Site Drop app. That's one of the differences, is that there's a two-step process that some of the other ones have, where you do it over here with, say, Home Depot, and then you do it over here with Company X. Yes, sir.
I was interested to see your leadership team. What I didn't see is logistics deep expertise, and this is a logistics play. So what are you going to do to ensure that your logistics strategy is optimized?
So we have 3 advisors who we're working with who have been really instrumental, meeting with us on a very regular basis, and they're providing a lot of that logistics information that we need. One of them is actually a CEO of an Amazon subsidiary company who spent 10 years in executive leadership at Home Depot. Another person had an on-demand delivery service that was sold, that was born out of Michigan. So we've got the right players to get the proper information so that we can roll this out, effectively. Yes, sir. Yes.
What's your IP situation like? Are you using outside trademarking and things like that? Are you also doing like proprietary software, or are you trying to protect the patent system?
We are. I have the luxury. My stepsister is a trademark attorney, so she's putting some information. Actually, she engaged her company, and they're working pro bono for us, which is great, to provide some of that. But they've already started that process. Unfortunately, I can't speak to the detail that maybe you're asking for, but we're watching that. Absolutely, that's on our radar.
Anybody else? Last call. No? Great. Thank you.
Next, we have Teresa Smith with Olaf Filters. And I just learned today that Teresa won the Rise Award from previous sponsor Aurora Consulting. So congratulations on that.
Somebody noticed it's the large green button, and it looks like we need to point it toward the computer to move. Hi.
Hi, I'm Teresa Smith, the co-founder of Ola Filter. We make affordable water filters for low-income consumers in developing countries. Every day, poor people die because of their tap water. Waterborne diseases are the third leading cause of preventable deaths in developing countries and the #1 killer of children under 5. This is the Ola filter. It is cheap, durable, and easy to use. Costs less than $20, fits directly on the tap, and lasts for up to 5 years with no replacement parts. There are 2 billion people who have diseases in their water and enough money to buy our filter. We're targeting low-income consumers who earn $4 to $10 per day, and we're beginning in Latin America. This is how the problem is being solved today, and these are expensive and they're poorly designed. The current gifting economy, distributing through NGOs, has limits. It's addressing a billions problem with a thousands solution. To make a real impact, the filters need to move from a gifting economy to a market economy. So to make a product people can afford and sell it directly to them. Hollow fiber filtration is a proven technology. Inside of the filter casing is a tightly bundled loop of hollow fibers with small pores. They block bacteria, protozoa, and cysts, protecting against common waterborne diseases. The trapped particles are periodically backwashed, enabling this filter to be reused over and over. Our business model is a win-win solution. We make a 45% markup while catalyzing the local economy. By buying from domestic suppliers and hiring a local workforce, we keep our costs low. At a retail price of $19, the Ola filter costs less than half of other filters on the market. We have 2,200 filters pre-ordered, and we haven't started advertising yet. We've filed our provisional patent, thanks to Ashley at Aurora Patent, and we are prototyping filters right now. We've identified supply chain partners in the US to run our first production filters to have on hand while we're setting up shop in Guatemala. So we'll begin selling in Guatemala, tapping into our existing partnerships, selling 100,000 filters in the first year. And we will expand throughout Central America and South America, selling 2 million filters a year by 2025. We need to raise $350,000 to launch our product and to grow our business. And with this seed funding, we can be in the Central American market this fall. We are the team to make this happen. We're a 100% women-founded social business. We have a combined 40 years of experience in design, engineering, and international development. I have 2 calls to action. The first is we are hosting an equity crowdfunding SAFE through the Raise Green platform. Really appreciate any support. This is our first major funding round for our company. We completed full due diligence with Raise Green, and we filed with the SEC. Links can be found on our offering page on our website at olafilter.com and on Raise Green's website, raisegreen.com. Second one is we are looking for local experts to join our team for a short-term project. We have advanced to the second round of an NSF grant, and we are looking for experts in water filtration and membrane fouling that are interested in joining our team for a short-term paid fellowship beginning around January. If you're interested, contact me at olafilter.com. So we need your help to make water filters available for the developing world. With 2,200 pre-sales and a $2 billion addressable market, we have a product that is easy to use, durable, and affordable for working poor consumers worldwide.
We have 5 minutes. We have 5
5 minutes of Q&A. Any questions you may have? You can answer them. Am I currently what? Yes. So we currently have this part right here that's shown is a 3D print. The filter model itself is a production off-the-shelf parts, and then the casing is 3D printed. And we have 10 of them on their way right now to Guatemala that we just recently printed. Not yet. So our first ones. This is from our first batch. This photo. We just started this company in November. Yep. And so we have just got our first round of prototypes, and this picture is freshly minted. We just took it last week with our first round of prototypes. So they are on their way right now to Guatemala, and they will we'll be getting our field testing. I've done some testing here, but we really want to get them out into the field for real testing as soon as we can. And our raise right now is to get the tooling started, our prototype tooling and our product tooling target. Some other, what, like our competition? It is. So the total year or total lifespan will depend on like the size of the family and how much water they're using, and also the turbidity, like the quality of the water that they have access to. But this filter unit can be flushed out and reused over and over up to 5 years. Yeah. So what happens basically when it starts to run out is that as you're backwashing it, not 100% every time wash it out, and so it begins to just slow down the flow rate. And when that flow rate becomes so slow that it's inconvenient, then you get a new filter. This is a filter. We're not adding. So there are products out there like chlorine and silver that people use to kill the bacteria. And chlorine tablets, for example, are for sale in developing countries right now. What we found when our interviews is that those chlorine tablets are not being used, that people we've talked to, they want agua pura. They want pure water. They want the water they have with the impurities removed. They want that bacteria taken out so it's safe to drink, but they don't want things added to their water. There's also UV. I've seen people use that to kill bacteria, and that's an excellent technology for the higher end filtration that's generally paired with a filter. UV doesn't work in cloudy or turbid water. It's also very expensive. And so this product is targeted toward making it affordable for low-income consumers. So we're targeting the bacterial contamination that is the primary source of waterborne illnesses. So why Guatemala? There's several reasons. So first is need. Guatemala has the fourth highest rate of malnutrition in the world, and that disaster is primarily from parasites in the water. Also because that is where we are. My co-founders are in Guatemala. My co-founder Monica has been living there for the last 8 years, and they have seen firsthand the need for this water filter, and they've also seen as working in NGOs, distributing water filters, the limitations of what is currently being offered through those NGOs, and the biggest limitation that those filters are just plain not available in those stores. And so that's why we're starting in Guatemala, where we know and where our existing partnerships are, and then expanding out from there. But this is a problem that's global. It's all over. Your question about the $19 is a price point that we have arrived at. So it's a little bit of, how can we get our costs absolutely low enough, but still make a sustainable solution? We need to make enough money. We can make these parts for $5 a piece, plus overhead costs and stuff bring it up to, we have a wholesale price of $11.50, and then the retail price at $19 is in line with consumer spending. And it's something it's a price point that we know our target customers can afford and that they will be willing to buy. And it saves, at that price right there, it is paying for itself 5 times over in the first year compared to not boiled water, but compared to buying bottled water.
This picture is amazing, and I'm sure you've got your intellectual property
So we filed our provisional patent on May 10th with Ashley. Thanks to her. And the patent focuses primarily on what we have done in our design to make this filter more intuitive for the backwashing process. So the key to keeping a filter like this in the field and usable for years is being able to easily backwash and having that maintenance being something that is not counterintuitive and not too difficult to do. So our patent focuses on the changes that we've made in the design over current products that have increased the usability and the ease of backwashing that filter.
Okay. Thank you, Teresa. That's all we have time for. So if you'd like to talk more, Teresa. If you'd like to talk. If you'd like to talk more with Teresa afterwards, we'll have all our presenters meet up at the front of the stage. Next, we're going to have a video from our sponsors, Michigan Creative Coast. Michigan Creative, there, yeah. We have the same. It should be a video.
Waiting by the landline, adjusting yourself to the rising sun and to me. All the things I could have done, find your true location. Darling, with this old map, we found our way back. Whoa, to the back, sure, circle our way back. Take it on and on. Lost within the conscious. Everything I feel so good. Waiting for the light.
Okay, I might have advanced that too quick. I waited and it went forward. I apologize. We're gonna move right on though and get started with Philip. Philip can make your way to the stage. The music will shut off soon and you'll have to sing for everybody. GetCharged.com, welcome.
Thank you so much.
This is you, big green button.
Thank you. I mean, I thought that video was pretty good. Did we have any applause for that video? I would not touch with it, but I really like the video. Okay. Go back one, please. There we go. I was just pushing the back button. You can help me out. Okay, I'm Phil Halstead. I am the leader of Get Charged. And as I was driving down tonight from Northport, two things kept through my mind. I want to ask you guys, raise your hand if this has ever occurred to you. Number one, you're out with a bunch of friends, you're at a bar, you're in a stadium, etc., and you look at your phone and the battery is dying, and you really, really, really need to be in touch because you have a babysitter or someone that's at home they need in touch with. Have this ever happened to you? Okay. Second one, have you ever gone to a restaurant? The first thing you say instead of, hi, how are you? How's your day? You say, is there a place I can plug in my phone? Raise your hand. Okay. So this is a big problem. I mean, there's over 300 million devices. That's just phones alone in the US and tablets. And again, yes, there are batteries available, but the reality is our devices consume a lot of power and have to be charged multiple times a day. There's a user challenge, the one I just talked about, and that is basically, again, they're using a lot of power. You have big, bulky chargers, which there's not a standard one across. And then finally, the other issue is it needs to be charged on the go. There's kiosks out there that you can go ahead and plug in and then stand there for an hour. But nobody wants to do that. Okay. But there's another issue, and that is when you go in and talk to that server, et cetera, and say, hey, can you help me show me where this goes? I went into the Peak and asked, what do? They say, we don't allow people to charge their phones. Okay. Because all that is interruption. And then they're not serving, and we already have a staff force that's, is pretty stretched. Also, there's a liability issue. So if they take your phone and you charge it, do me a favor, hold it back, and it comes up missing, then who gets blamed? Okay. Finally, there's a differentiation need. If I could offer something at no cost to me, and it was be an amenity that my customers would have, it'd be a way to differentiate from someplace else. The solution basically is a self-service rentable batteries. Looks like this system here. And essentially what it is it's compact, it's portable, it fits all the plugs, and it's shareable, meaning I can use it for someone else or myself. How it works is simple. Basically, you download a free app. You can download it on your phones here, and I've got a device on the outside. You identify where one is on the phone, okay? You walk up to it, scan it, and basically you'll discharge the battery within 3 seconds. It's 99 cents for an hour, and then basically it charges you for 5 hours. It stops at $4.95. The next day it does the same thing, okay? You take this and then you basically can return it wherever there's an open base station with a slot available. And again, you can find that easily by going to your app. What we're doing is right now we launch in Miami, Atlanta, and yes, up here in Northport. You're like, why do we launch in Northport? Why not launch in Northport? Okay. So what we're doing is building this network. We are basically rolling out across 30 of the top universities in 7 targeted cities. This is our team. On the far right, Sean Flood founded the micromobility industry with a partner back 12 plus years ago. I've been involved with them for a number of years. They asked me to come in this spring and lead this team to make this expansion. Basically, what our mission is not just the technology, but it's also the shared platform. If we can build out and utilize this to build out our platform, we're going to have the rapid growth and expansion we're seeking. We're looking for $1.2 million of capital. And then finally, again, it's additional verticals. So I'm coming to this group. If you have an idea for a product that you'd want to deploy, let us partner with you, okay? If you have a product that you have an idea about having a shared platform and make it available, let us partner with you as we build a national network. Thank you. Any questions? Go ahead. The question is, what's a business model? Does a business buy them? The technology has been out, but it's been poorly accepted. And one of the business models we have is that we do a revenue share with the business who places it. They do not pay for anything. Out of their revenue share, they basically pay the $300 for us to install the installation fee. And so they have really no cost to them in terms of cash flow. And then basically they get a 10% annuity going forward. Next question. Excellent. What happens if someone doesn't return the battery? That's fantastic. The first day, it's $4.95. Second day, it's $4.95. The third day, you own it. It's $24.95. Now, it has a micro USB port on here, and it's actually a really nice form factor. I urge you guys to come up and take a look at it. People buy them a lot from us, okay? And that's built into our economic model because it's a nice form factor. And you'll get about a charge and a half of an iPhone up and then about halfway through. Sorry? They're lithium ion, yeah. Next question. Is it locked? Yes. You can't take it out, okay? When you're done with it, it takes it and it locks it again. Now, it will not discharge unless it's 100% charged, okay? So let's say a bunch of people rent a bunch and put them in, you will not be able to charge them. If you look up on your phone, you can see where you have a base station, you can see how many are available, and you can see how many slots to return. So that way you're not wasting your time trying to find a place you can return it. One question. Russ. There you go. Thank you. Yes, it does include cable. On the back end of this, it has a C, a micro, USB, as well as lightning. Again, come on by, try it. Anybody low on power? Check your phones. Anyone else? Oh. A quarter. Here, let me help you out. There you go. Just return this. I don't want to get charged $25. Any other questions? Please. The shared economy is the big opportunity. One of the advisors that I poked through, if I could talk about, is Amy Butler. Amy Butler is the Director of Sustainability for Michigan State University, over here in the bottom right corner. I explained to her our vision of the shared economy, okay? And if we just simply take our vehicles, in my opinion, and basically convert them to electricity, all we're gonna have is a bunch of electricity-driven vehicles. We have to get to a point where we are wondering and willing to think, where can I have a share of this and share it with someone else? I have 5 of these batteries in my cars, my duffel bag, my briefcase. Do you know what the utilization rate of those 5 batteries are? Super small, less than 1,000th of its life, okay? This allows us to have a shared economy where you use it what you need to do. And what we're looking at as our vision is really to take the shared economy forward. And once people understand that, boy, I have a bike, I'm going to rent this bike and just take it one way, how awesome that is. Because you take it one way and then I can walk, I could take a bus, I could take an Uber. It's a shared economy. It's working in our cities. It's working in our universities. But it's a whole different framework than a lot of generations before, where people don't want to have more stuff. The storage business in this United States alone is $40 billion a year that we use to store stuff, okay? If we could bring stuff out and start sharing it and using it, think about how much more sustainable that would be. Is that fair? Okay, next question. And that's what got Amy excited. So she's on board. Please. Why not a solar option? If you have a vertical that might have a shared solar type of device that you would want to make it share and make available to others, talk to us. I'm over. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we'd like to welcome Stephen with Burke 9. Our kids never behave when you need them to.
Let me try it this way.
It's gonna start again.
Is it?
We're just gonna leave it here and hold it.
Okay, so my name is Stephen Lennon. As I said, I run a drone business right now, drone contracting business. So what I do is I go out and I fly for different people that need drone stuff done. So I've been in the business for about 1.5 years now, and I would like to say I'm successful with it. I fly this guy right here most of the time. I don't know why it didn't turn off when I flipped it upside down. I was supposed to do that. Not my creation, however. I fly a lot, and so I'm always thinking about ways to improve things and to be able to change the game. And so I started thinking about designing my own drone. And so I was thinking, what design am I going to go with? What, do I have the wings angled up? Do I have short wings? Do I have 3 propellers, 2 propellers? And I thought, why don't I do all of those? And so I got to thinking, and a lot of cars, for example, are built on the same chassis. It's the same concept here. What I want to do is start the process of coming up with my own drone and designing it. And so what I want to do is have my own chassis that is then modifiable to the consumer for them to be able to decide what they want to do with the drone. So what I'll have is a website that says, what are you going to do? And stuff like that. And then kind of tailor the drone to what they want. And so people always ask me when people always ask me, how to get into the drone business and how to buy a drone and what drone to buy. And I tell them, well, you're gonna spend a lot of money and lose a lot of time upgrading drones. And so that's one of the main problems that I'm taking out here is being able to upgrade the drone and have the drone go with your skill or with whatever thing you're trying to do. And so I think that's where my drone really differentiates. So along with that being said, essentially, I'm wanting to design this with compatibility in mind. And so I want to have plenty of compatibility for not only consumers, but for the industrial side of things. And so this is where I believe the future of drone technology is really going to take off. We're starting to see a couple things. I just talked to, it was you right there about drones possibly, helping out with your cherries. And so, for a quick example of that, Traverse City is huge for cherries. And what we could do with these drones is have a modifiable port on it where the pesticide is being spread, or like we talked about, we can scare away different things that like birds that are going to take away from the farmer and take away from his profitability. So really, it's a great investment for a lot of different people, not only for consumers, but also the industrial side of things. And so what I'm asking for is $30,000 to $20,000 of that will go towards the development of my drone. And then $5,000 will go towards the patenting and getting everything figured out there. And then $5,000 for any other kind of expenses in like software design and stuff like that. Go ahead. What's that? Yes, so the current market right now says you can either buy a drone like this or you can build one completely manually, and it takes a lot to build them. What essentially it takes right now is skills in I can't think of what it's called right now. I can't think of it, but you have to be able to work the essentially mold the different pieces of technology together. And so the concept is kind of like cameras today. And so cameras, they have the body, but then they also have the lens. And this is a proven business model. The lens are sold separately because you're going to have different things that you're going to want to do. You don't just buy a camera with one lens on it without any zoom because it's not going to do everything that you want to do. It's the same concept here. You buy the drone, and then you can buy different parts for it, say a camera, a thermal camera, or different payload options and stuff like that. And then it develops with you, and it can grow with you. Go ahead. Yes. Yeah, so I already have designed a sort of system. It's actually going to go on the bottom of the drone, and then the payload goes below the drone. So what that'll happen, if you're going to want to do payload, you're most likely going to need more powerful engines depending on what you're going to use. So that's where everything from the engines, the props, the arm width, the arm length, everything will be modifiable. And so that's where everything will kind of be able to grow with you in that way. If that makes sense. Yes. Explain a little bit further. What do you? Sure. Sure. Yeah. So probably what I'm looking at is, it's a difficult question to answer because, you know, like the aftermarket for cars, there's always going to be these different things that may be illegal, like 100% tinted windows and stuff like that, but people still get away with them. That's not something that I'll produce. But I would say that that's pretty hard to limit people from doing. What I want to develop is a system from the camera, or I'm sorry, from the drone. It's a smart system. So say something's lopsided on the drone, like it tends to hang left, or the drone is pulling to the left. It'll auto fix that because of the gimbal and stuff and everything with that, and it'll kind of balance it out. I don't know if that answers your question. Go ahead. Yes, absolutely I am. She was asking if I am looking for software design. Yes, I am. I'm relatively kind of early on in the stages of everything. I have everything that I want to do. I don't have the team to do it yet. And I'm happy you mentioned the software. It's going to be really cool. What I want to do is create a 360-degree sort of canvas around the drone. And so what that'll do is tell the drone where an object is. And math says that if the drone knows where the object is and how fast it's flying, it should be able to stop in time. And then the other thing I want to develop is, say I want to fly through a doorway. This drone right now will stop me from flying through the door. What it has is it has sensors on it, but those sensors don't work with the drone. They work against the drone. So the sensors will stop the drone from flying through the doorway, even if it's open, because it sees objects relatively near. Well, I want to bring autonomy into that and be able to fly the drone through there without having my hands on the controller. So the way I imagine it is it'll come up on the app, say, go through this direction, and it'll have like an arrow pointing right to where it wants to go, and you click that and have the drone fly through autonomously, and it takes the risk away from the consumer. Go ahead. Yeah. Sure. Sure. They are to a degree. I would say that they're not doing a fantastic job of everything. They do a great job, but there's definitely more to be innovated. And I say that, cautiously, because obviously what they've done is very good for the drone service, industry and just drones in general. But I believe that I can bring more to the table than that. The ideas in my head say otherwise, and I think being around the systems as long as I have and paying attention to drones and stuff like that, I'm very in tune with the consumer market and what they want. And so I think that's my advantage, is that I can say, I've flown these drones, and yes, they're great, but they have their issues, and there are more advancements to technology that can be made.
You're good. I got it. Well done. Thank you so much. Oh, we're going to hang on to your drone. Okay. I'll give you this. Thank you for your patience tonight as we work through the new.
So we are going to have Carrie Amlot from 20 Fathoms join us tonight for a little presentation on what's going on there.
Sarah says I have 2 minutes to tell you what's going on at 20 Fathoms. So I'm the director of marketing at 20 Fathoms. For those of you who aren't familiar with us, this is our office. We are a co-working space and startup incubator here in Traverse City. We work specifically, our niche is working with entrepreneurs and tech professionals, including remote workers who are looking for a place to land after they're getting out of their home offices. We moved into this new office about 6 months ago. It is double the space of our old office. And as you can see, we've got views of Grand Traverse Bay, which really, I promise you, does not get old. This picture was taken a few months ago, and it was still a little bit slow with things shut down. But as everything is reopened in the last month or two, we're really excited about the vibrancy that's growing in this space. It's not only a great place to work, but a great place to meet people. So if you're interested in getting involved, we have a number of ways to do it. Membership to our co-working space, we have 4 or 5 different options that begin at $100 a month, depending on what your interests are. We also have private offices that fit 2 to 3 people comfortably to work. We have a new corporate membership opportunity for businesses that may have closed their offices during the pandemic, and their teams are working remotely, but they want to get back into a space to have meetings from time to time. You can do that at our office. We have day passes available, and we have conference rooms to rent. So here's a QR code. Go ahead and scan it if you want to learn more. And as you are all scanning it, I want to take a second to thank our sponsors. We are a nonprofit organization, and we couldn't do what we do without our incredible sponsors, which includes Munson Healthcare, Boomerang Catapult, the Jim and Diana Huckle Family Foundation, and the MEDC. Thank you all for the time. I'll turn it back over to Sarah.
Okay, so this is an announcement about the announcements. So if you think you're going to say something, you can stay seated. So basically what we're going to do, we have one more pitch. So we're really lucky to have 5 presenters this evening. So I'm going to give a big welcome to them. And when that pitch is done, well, when the Q&A is done after that pitch, then you'll want to make your way over to those microphones. There's one in each aisle. We're going to have a few minutes while we vote to make an announcement. So pitch, Q&A, voting instructions, announcements. Capiche? Joe, make your way to the stage, please. Joe with Genis Connect.
Genis Connect is a care platform, a care content delivery, and engagement platform. And at its essence, it's a platform which allows people to contribute content and resources and concepts that go with it. And it reconnects people to what's important. It's about relationships, it's about connections. We've been at this for 7 years. And as COVID came on, we were just returning from India last year to see how in a country like India, how do they connect people when they leave the hospital? How do you connect them to community resources, to families? The concept of Genis, it comes from being there. I'm one of the 43 million people that act as a caregiver, cared for mom and dad, and I saw firsthand, care goes so much further than vitals and visits. It's about communication, and how do you get people to step up instead of stepping out? And as we set to build a platform, it's not just working with hospitals, it's right across the care spectrum. Did you get everyone to use it? So how do you get families to use it, to get the help they want? You got to make it easy. And I'm going to show you what I mean by workflow. How do you get a hospital to use this at discharge in a way that saves them time, connects them with the community, and helps them with their bottom line? And what's the community partners want? Your Meals on Wheels, your community programs? They want to connect. They need the connections for their volunteers, for their funding, and for the care organizations in your community, whether it's a home delivery service or home care, they need to reach their audience. And so when we put this platform together, we said, how do we put the family at the center, so that families can communicate with each other and the hospital partner can deliver the information they want? So we had to build the functionality of Facebook, Zoom, YouTube, all of that functionality together, but it has to operate transparently. We have some amazing partners that are now scaling into market. It's being used for remote patient management. Families are using it to care for each other, Meals on Wheels. And it's all based on something we call care physics, the concept of engagement. How do you get people to take action when they normally shut down? And we give talks on that subject alone. And we were so excited, one of our pilots at Henry Ford Transplant, I'm going to tell you what failure looks like, but how we turn that around. Because you take all these theories and you think, we're going to go to market and we're going to do something great. And most of us, when we're given instructions, by the time we get home, we forget most of the words and the terminology and what we were told. Some of us, it's by the time we go to lift the door handle on a car. And after working a year with the pilots, the transplants, the patients, we came up with a really cool program to record, play, and share discharge instructions. We thought it was the end all, but it failed miserably. Picture sitting in a room like this and asking patients to take out your phone, go to the app store, download the app. Well, a lot of them in their 60s are saying, hey, you know what? I don't know my password for my Droid store or the Apple. How do I find this thing? I don't have internet connection. Okay, I downloaded it. Now what do? I can't find it. Okay, you watch 20 minutes of stress and watching your patients walk out and start to cry. So we got to do better than that. So he said, how do we change that and still do what we're trying to do? So we made it so you can text the word home to 211-411. That delivers a series of videos right to you. So I'm about to show you how we took that, and now you'll be able to, and I encourage everyone to participate, to take this. Now you can text a word to, like we say, home, but now you can text TCNT to 211-411. It's a word and it's a simple number that people can participate. Lois is on the phone with me now, and she's going to take this presentation and put it on your mobile phone if you're participating. So you'll see exactly how this works. So scanning that code, clinician saves time. She knows that that family is now going to get the follow-up information they're looking for. And so as we go through that and people start to text it, they'll go to something called a care wall that the partners can embed on their website, in their app, on their portal. And when they're ready, they'll go ahead and hit the word. If you click on join, you would see something like this. It would come up on your screen, and she'll tell you what blood pressure is going to look like. I don't know if anyone's done that yet, but you would see that on your phone. You'd get your follow-up information. And she would say, Lois, go ahead and push the object for telling someone to go for a walk. And so we use this kind of animation because you're talking to someone on the phone or you're sitting with them in person. And this works for, saying, hey, let's get some exercise. This is what we call demographic correct imagery. And so you're able to push this. Instead of saying, go join Zoom, I want to show you how to do something. I'm now showing the image about being consistent. And what's nice is you would see this following along, and you're able to do that one at a time or hundreds at a time as well. And so group calls, motivational Mondays, and that is just one step of what we call care interaction. But she would see that data and the stats coming all the way through that. So that's one element of connecting patients with the community partnerships. And that's the Genus platform, and there's more to go with that. Okay. Any questions? Yes.
Is your primary target the family, or is it the person in the middle of the family who's in?
In two different markets, the question was, who's the target? Is it the family or is it the patient? When we started out, it was someone like mom and dad, but in order to get the support around them, you needed to engage the family. And the way we were trying to do that was at the hospital discharge or with the Meals on Wheels getting a notification. And so once we found out who the target was, a lot of groups came out and said, you know what? We want to use your software the way you've done this now with patients actually going home just for themselves. Because this efficiency that we came up with was a great way to now think about it. You come home from the hospital, you get a text message saying, here's 5 tips we want you to know, and it's a short video, how to order your medications, how to keep your home safe. And they're nice, clean videos, and it's right there on your phone. Hospitals spend crazy dollars trying to get people to use their medical EHR systems. But now you have a video reminder saying, here's how to log in, here's how to schedule that doctor's appointment, and here's how to see those notes. From a clinician's perspective, it saves them time so that they're under so much pressure to get on to the next patient. They want to say more, they really do. But this allows them to say, you can text that code, I know you're not going to get that follow-up information. And it's from a case manager who calls you, says, hi, Mrs. Jones, I'm calling to see how you're doing today. I have some questions for you. You can click on that link. While you're talking on the phone, she's seeing the imagery. The other thing, if we had a little more time on that, we could push a question up on your phone right now with a slider to say, when's the last time you took your blood pressure? And one of our partners for remote patient management does what they call Wonderful Wednesdays, where they get 200 patients on there and able to broadcast video through this while allowing them to answer questions, show breathing techniques, and engage people on a regular basis. So it's a powerful way to have that one-on-one call, because if I'm speaking to you on the phone is one thing, but when I'm talking to you on the phone and I'm showing you images, it's another. Any other questions? Yes?
So how do you monetize it?
the monetization for in different depending on the markets we're serving. So in the hospitals, it's $1 a discharge, and it's a license fee. So if they have 100,000 discharges a year, it's $100,000 a year to use that as frequently as they want at the time of discharge. There's other add-ons to it where if they want their case managers to be able to engage with those patients that are home, maybe that third message is, and Medicare has some wonderful programs for follow-up care. Partners are looking for a way to participate. But this tool allows the case manager to have easy access to pre-planned scripts or a game plan that goes through that. In the case of remote patient management, the partner is using that for every patient they bring on the system. They pay us $3 a month, but they pay that up front. So it's a $36 onboarding fee. And so we have patients now coming on board, shortly being close to reaching 1,000 per week here in a few weeks. So and then you have the Medicare insurance. If you're an agent wanting to sell someone insurance, you get someone on the phone, I could text you a link and say, here, let's go through that together. Or if you're assisted living and you want to prepare a family to transition mom and dad into the home, I get you on the phone. I can say, let me give you a care app that's going to help you care for mom and dad, but let me give you a quick tour of our facility. The minute you say to somebody, hey, hop on Zoom, let me show you, the call starts to break down. I can show it to you this way. And it's so depending on the market, there was different monetization opportunities. And the other one is the content. How do we had to create a whole content authoring system so that the right content was available to go out systematically. One of our partners, their whole company's based on delivering content on the Genus platform. They're filing patents just on delivering that content based on the medical conditions that were identified and prescribed. Yes. Right now, we're looking to raise $500,000. We think by the time we go through that, we should be cash flow positive, and we're reaching out to large scale partners. So the upside of the business is we think it will be acquired. I'm guessing will be acquired within the next 12 months, because the hardest part, 7 years of getting to this, right? Pilots with hospitals and in getting, what does it take? I mean, if you look at the back, it literally looks and feels like Facebook, but you have YouTube, Zoom, everything's built into one unified platform. So it's the upside. What I'm here looking for today, this can be used at a community center, an association, an organization, looking for people. This is about care and compassion. So I love it. I love it.
Your time is up, dude.
Thank you. I'll take.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot thanks for putting up with us today. Well, this is the time that we promised. You're going to need your cell phone again tonight. We're going to get the voting instructions put up here, if I can learn how to do this. And also, for those of you that have your cell phone in your hand and you've already made your vote, once you've voted, so after you voted, then you can go make your announcement at the microphone. Stand there and I will call on you. You'll each have 30 seconds. So the voting's going to be up for 2 minutes. Don't get super distracted. You will see it be done in real time. Thank you to Mr. Mastromonaco for his orchestration of our cool poll here. And thank you to DGN for their sponsorship. Don't go running all at the same time to the microphone. Okay. I'm going to let you go ahead and do some announcements while this is running. I suppose I probably have.
So we'd like to take this time to thank our supporting sponsors. Many of them I see in our audience today. It has been a long year to not be connected, so it's great to see everyone here. I'd like to start with Susan Srafferting. Rouse, she has State Farm. I get to speak with her monthly, just catch up on her services. She's done great things for our community. SCORE mentors, I see a lot of SCORE mentors here. We also work with them on presenting Pitch Perfect Night. We're thankful for their help and always mentoring our presenters on their event. So we have also Northern Michigan Angels. I saw Bradley here. I'm not sure, Pete, I see a few more. So thank you guys for your sponsorship. And Nielsen Family Foundation. And we also have Lisa. Lisa has been dedicated to the TCNewTech family with Access Point. So Lisa and her team are there to help you with all your employee needs. They have HR services and more so that you can focus on your business while they help you focus on your employees.
I see we do have an announcement. So if you'd like to get started, go right ahead and I'll get to my next slide.
Okay, thanks, Lisa. So my name is Barbara Jordan, and I work as the Director of Talent and Organization Development at RJG. And for anybody that doesn't know about RJG, we are an award-winning global technology company serving the plastic injection molding industry. We also supply award-winning training and consulting. And I have some great news because we are growing. So right now I wanted to announce that we have 5 open positions in our engineering department in the area of software. So we have a senior software engineer opening, a software development engineer and test, 2 software engineers, and a software quality assurance tester. So you can go to our website at RJG Inc. in the company page, the careers page, and you can apply directly there. If you don't feel like you would like to apply, anybody that you know that you can send our way, we would love that. We have an awesome team, a great culture. People want to come to us because they say we want to work there because we hear what a great team you have. And we really do. Our benefits are in the top 2% of the region. We have a great culture. So we'd love to have you join our team. And I've got a few, if you want to go by paper, I've got a listing of all our open positions that I just listed and a few job descriptions as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Barbara with RJG. So we're sharing the love tonight, the 2 of us. So Sarah with Michigan Broadband Services, she's going to be helping out next month by herself. So they do fiber and all this awesome stuff. So if you're a local business or a resident that needs fiber in the Grand Traverse area or surrounding areas, she's your gal. So there's the number. This is her face. Same time, same place, first Tuesday next month. Is that good? Okay. So we are going to announce our winner now. So thank you to Marshall, Teresa, Philip, Stephen, and Joe for making the trek up to TCNewTech. We're so excited that you joined us this evening. And I think I'm going to need Jen's help putting the name on the check because I'm going to go right to the winner. And we need to congratulate. I got to find the name. Anyway, Ola Filter Corp, come on up. Thank you. Congratulations. While we're waiting for them to fill out the check, we're going to get a really cool picture with you in DGN. But Sarah made an announcement of an award that you made, and I don't think we'd hear it because there was music. So can you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we applied to the RISE Award, which is, actually, I can't remember what it's called. Ashley can tell you. But what does RISE stand for?
Because we changed it. It's recognition. Well, it's relief for innovative startup endurance during COVID, and then we're changing it to keep it going after COVID because it's hopefully behind us soon. But yeah, a RISE Award for awesome companies who needed help during COVID. We wanted to provide free services to them, and then we ended up expanding the award the last few years. But Ola Filter was an awesome awardee this year. So awesome.
All right. Okay, so somebody from DGN needs to come on up here. We're going to go ahead and have these 2 gals stand by the check because I get to control the goods. So anybody else that wants to grab a photo? Don't you want to be up there? Okay, fine. Who's got it? Who's doing the picture?
Dallas, you got it?
Awkward.
Congratulations.
Really awesome.
We'll get you a real check, we promise. And thanks again, DGN, for your support this evening and over the years. We do appreciate that. You guys have me working double duty here with all my things in my hand and all the stuff. And for those of you online laughing at me, I appreciate your humor tonight. Okay, is this you or me? That's you, girl. Okay, go for it.
Thanks again to our in-kind sponsors. We have 20 Fathoms, Elevate Net, who is presenting our Wi-Fi, True Jobs. Do not forget to check out our job board. We've been working alongside with Michigan Creative Coast to make that amplified. There's lots of great opportunity there. Barb, if you want to post there. Quick Prints and many more. And then that's basically what I was talking to. It's still going 5 years later. It's been ongoing, and there's lots of opportunities. We're looking to connect also internships as well.
I'll hand this back over to Jen.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank everybody. I so appreciate you coming tonight. We have to thank our volunteer Josh with AK Productions because he helped us to live stream this. And Joe Bears, who's with the City Opera House, appreciate your tech help as we try out some new ways of presenting this so that we can reach more people. So if you have an idea that you'd like to pitch, be sure to let me know and hang around afterwards, and let's all exchange business cards now that we can do that. And we'll see you again next month. And I want to thank our board. Kelly Ignis, our president back here. Stand up, Kelly. And any other board members that are here. I know Tim Hager is out of town, but Keith Kelly is here. And Ben Marshall is here. Dan Mastromonaco and Camille. And Jamie Kemmler, I'm not sure if he's here. There he is. Yeah. So if you have any questions about becoming a member or all the great things that we offer through TCNewTech, be sure to contact one of those people. We'll all be gathering just outside. There's our next event.
But are we going to go to the workshop or not?
Yeah, let's, anybody that's interested, after we have a drink here, we can head over to the workshop too. Yeah.
And if you presented tonight, or Barbara, so anybody that made their way to a microphone, or Ashley with Aurora, I would kindly ask that you make your way to the exit doors, like hang out by the exit doors. We used to hang out up front, but then you couldn't get a cocktail. So if somebody wants to talk to a sponsor or a presenter, find them by the doors and offer them a beverage. They worked really hard making this happen and entertain all of us this evening. And thank you for being here. See you next month.